That's right, 98.9 Northwest FM. This is CarTorque with Matty J. Another Tuesday night, more car-related topics. In the studio with James from Memphis Movies. What's happening?
What's up?
Not much, man. And Rhys K. What's going on?
Not much, man. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Tonight we've got a few topics. We're going to talk about the latest game, Forza Motorsport 7. Going to be talking about that.
7, wow.
Yeah, I know. It's up to 7
I
now.
can't believe there's 7.
There's 7.
That's not including Horizons, yeah?
There's 3 Horizons and stuff too. We're going to be talking about I went again to Dutton Garage today and saw my dream car, which we will get to very shortly. To be honest, it made my whole body just want to die. It's like seeing your who'd be your dream person, like your celebrity to see that you'd be starstruck.
Oh. Jessica Alba. Or Jeremy Clarkson.
Jeremy Clarkson.
We're car related.
We're talking car related. Jessica Alba still counts. Because I was speaking to a good friend of this, me and a good friend of the show, Julian, and he's like, this is like your meeting. This is like your Rey Mysterio moment for me. So I was shaking, holding the pen. I'm like, yes, it was. So we'll get to that after, but we're going to get a quick recap to Rhys K and your car. How's the SS going?
SS is still alive.
What do you mean still alive, man?
Still doing kilometres as the daily.
Mate, it's
no turbo yet.
No turbo. You said you were interested in possibly doing a twin turbo.
Twin turbo. Keep looking at it. AEC turbos. It's about 7,000. So, just have to weigh up the pros and cons.
Now, if you did that, would you go for like a full build or just bolt on and see how you go?
Full build. Full build.
Yeah.
Complete rebuild. You'd probably look at $5,000 rebuild the LS. I'll do it all myself though.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah.
At least you know it's done right.
Yeah, it's exactly right. But the wagon is looking good, except for that little thing on the side. But we won't talk about that on radio.
It's embarrassing.
Just putting it has got a really nice exhaust note. Like I know LS ones do sound good, but yours sounds fantastically good.
Considering the exhaust only cost me about $500.
So is that it's a catback, right? Or
Redback. Yeah.
Okay.
Redback catback.
Yeah. Were you going to go because you got Paces on there as well, right?
No,
not
yet.
It's
still factory headers.
Still factory headers. There you go. Factory headers, factory cast. I'm guessing too. Yep. So yeah, that's
nothing too extreme yet, but
it sounds good. It sounds
snack
loud
crackles
too.
And pops.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, especially on the overrun when you're like.
You have to start it and hold it about $3,000.
Mate, there is nothing wrong with that at all. What was I going to say? James, how's the Mazda going? The Maserati?
Still going.
Still alive?
I mean, I need new tyres, probably need new shocks, but I don't have any money. But I'm kind of relying on Mazda being reliable.
Which it has been.
So far it's been alright. The engine's pretty clean considering how old it is and how it's been mistreated. Not by me, by previous owners. But yeah, I keep it, put the oil, put the coolant, and hope it doesn't die. I'm really relying on Mazda to really do the heavy lifting because I'm not going to be doing it.
Mazda's got your back, I think, James. But if it's lasted this long, it's been through all the abuse it's had. It's going to keep lasting. Look, we're going to go to our first song of the night. We're going to go to a song by Aussie artist. I played her last week, George Maple. She's off her first album, and it's called Kryptonite. So we'll be right back after this. All right, we're back on CarTorque with Matty J. Now, I went to Dutton Garage today. I've done a whole episode on Dutton Garage, and it'd be late last year. And I can't really rate it enough. If you're a car guy, you got to go there. They got everything there. They've got all cars that I'd never be able to afford. So it's always good to have a look. They got the Posemobiles like the Ferraris and stuff, but they got classy cars like some AMG Mercedes, like a lot of Black Series they got there, which are worth still a crap load of money. Which I really wanted to get my hands on, but we'll never be able to afford. But I walked in today. I was with a mate of mine, and we went out for lunch. We're like, "Where do you want to go?" We're like, "Oh, we'll go for a drive." It was a gorgeous day in Melbourne today. Really, really nice. The sun's out, foon's out. So I took the Typhoon out. And we went to Dutton Garage and walked in, and we ordered our lunch. I turn around and I see my dream car. I actually stopped and it was like, oh my god! I had one of those. I was fangirling hard, I was the ultimate fangirl. It was a Lexus LFA. I've never seen one in person. I've only seen one driving past on the, I can't remember what freeway it was, but it was at the Lexus dealership in Brighton, I believe. It was just sitting at the front, like in their showroom, and I'm like, oh. But I've actually never seen one close up. And I tell you what, man, it's, for me, like people have their Ferraris and Lambos and stuff, man. I'm having this Lexus. This car just like blew me away. The detail on it. In pictures, you don't see the actual detail on this unless you're close up to a car. And it's way better in person. It's like meeting your hero like for the first time and being speechless. So all the little details, it's like, but it's really well put together. Like you see a lot of like other supercars, they're a bit slappy and sloppy. This thing is like precision engineering. It blew me away.
So for someone like me who hasn't seen it, give us some specs. What are we talking? Motor, year?
So this is a 2000 I think was it 12, or I'm not too sure off the top of my head what year it was. It didn't have the thing in the window, but it's got a V10.
Wow.
Yeah, tuned by Yamaha. These things sound unreal. I'll have to play a clip of how they sound. Basically, this car was just completely stupidly over-engineered by the Japanese Lexus team.
Looks like an 86 off its guts.
It kind of does, right? It kind of does. It was in white too. It looked exactly like that. James was just showing us a picture of it on his phone. It looked exactly. It was in white. It was a really pearly white too. And man, it just blew me away. It was stunning car. I know there was other cars in there. Your Lambos, your Ferraris, Astons, Rolls Royces and stuff, but like nothing really compared to it. It blew me away. I have to admit, like, certain parts of me needed to go to the lavatory because I was having a moment. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'm gonna pee my pants in excitement. It was just, I've never felt like that around a car before until that moment. There's me with it. It's
going up on the Instagram page.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up after the show tonight. Julian's like, dude, you got to get a photo with this thing. I'm like, heavy breathing.
Paper bag.
But yeah, got a picture with that.
Potential wedding gift if anyone's listening.
Avini, if you're listening, you know how I bought you a diamond ring? Well, you could buy me a $1 million Lexus. Same, but different. Exactly right. I mean, it's a Lexus. It's actually got a function instead of like just looking pretty. Rhys is dying in the studio right now.
That is great. That's purpose.
But just some other great cars there. Some proper Black Series AMG stuff. Just all around like Lambos and SLSs.
Millions and billions of dollars of cars.
I'm
gonna go tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, go.
I can't believe they just let people in to walk around.
Dude, it's.
I'm gonna take all the fuel caps off.
Start badging stuff.
Superwalk should do a video there.
Dude.
Just like badging.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Do you want to start a fight? Come at me, bro. Honestly though, if you're a car guy in Melbourne, you got to go there. Like the people there are so lovely. Really, just like they just say, "Hey, how you going?" They're not like your normal dealer. You get at like a shonky dealership or even a car dealership. Push for a sale. They're just like, oh, we know 99.9% of people aren't going to be able to afford these cars. So you can just have a look around and
come in, put your boot on, kick it a bit.
Yeah, right. Dude, I was there for like over 2 hours today. I was just kicking back. Well, one had lunch, and then two, I was walking in, and then good friend of the show, James, came on. He rocked up, and I was like, hey, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, what are you doing here? So he came in and kick back with him, having a look at some cars, talking about stuff we'd never be able to afford. But even then, Julian's like, "Do you reckon if I brought my Mazda in to trade, what do you think they trade it for?"
They give you a Hot Wheels.
They give you like a wheel nut. That's all they give you. Here you go. Here's a wheel nut off an old Merc. But some lovely cars. They got like an old. I think I said before. They got like the air cooled Porsche room. It's like when you walk in the doors. It's great, dude. It's honestly, one of those experiences. Like I'm not a big exotic kind of guy, but it's one of those places you just got to go. You got to be like, wow, I've actually been there. This is pretty freaking awesome. And I had no idea what was there because obviously the inventory changes all the time. You got the rich
How do
people.
they change if people can't afford it? Should
Mate-
have the same car there every day.
They had a few cars from there when I was there last time. So they had the Boss 429, which is like the holy grail of Ford Mustangs. They had CLK 63 Black Series there, which was still, but they got another one there too, a C63 Black Series in red, which is freaking hot. Like that's. Yeah.
I wonder how many repossessions from people who just can't afford it.
Well,
Go into Audi, drop a mill, can't afford it.
Yeah.
Come back, yeah. Well,
Your payments are $100,000 a month.
yeah. Well, they wouldn't be cheap on a car like that. I can imagine, like, but they're selling cars, man. Like they had a Bentley SUV, with a ribbon. Yeah, I was yuck, with a ribbon on it, like ready for someone to come pick it up. So but it was really funny though. I was there and they had the old Boss 429 just parked outside in front of the Bentley. So I think they were going to move it to get the Bentley out. Jeez, it sounds like the episode of it sounds like the castle. I'll move the Camaro to get to the. Anyway, then I went to start. It didn't start. It had a flat battery because obviously the cars just sit there forever. And Julian's like, "Yep, half price." I'm like, "Yeah, here you go." It's funny though because one of the cars they had an SLR McLaren. And yeah, so, and it was even a left-hand drive. Because they never obviously released them here. And I was looking at the price, and I'm like, oh my god! And I'm like to Julian, I'm like, this is exactly the same price as I just bought my house for.
Jeez.
Julian's like, well, you can tell Avini,
You can live in the car.
You can live in the car. I mean, it's comfortable. You got nice leather. Oh jeez, it was funny. It was one of those things you got to do, but definitely I freaked out when I saw the LFA. I was a giggling schoolgirl. That's next time Julian comes on, just ask him. He'll be like, yeah, he was kind of embarrassing. He was just like hopping around the car, like getting a photo of every single angle of the car.
Selfies.
Oh yeah, man. But yeah, definitely. That was. It's probably my car of the year so far. Like I'm actually seeing one in person because I've always wanted one, or wanted to see one in person. And even Jeremy Clarkson Jeremy Clarkson did say it's the best car he's ever driven. So says something for the prestige of that LFA, which is a bit. Tiggly. I'm still
orgasmic.
I'm still a bit giggly thinking about it. Everyone's like to me, it's just a car, man. I'm like, it's not just a car. It's a freaking LFA.
No such thing as just a car.
I mean, people say when I clean my tyre fence, don't worry, it's just a car. I mean, it's not a car, mate. It's more than that to me. It's more than that to us, isn't that right?
It's just a car. People wouldn't pay me to clean them for them.
Exactly right, mate. How is your little cleaning thing going anyway, dude?
It's going well.
I'm
starting to get a few calls. People, like yesterday I was doing my brother-in-law's FG XR6 Mark II.
Turbo?
And yes, it is turbo.
Got to put it out there, it's turbo.
Slightly tuned, pulling about 300 at the rears, so it's doing alright for, considering stock intake, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But, I'm polishing away, and he sends a photo to his brother, and his brother calls and goes, I've got a 2016 VFSS Redline. Come and do it. Can you come do that? Yeah, I'll do that.
Mate, it's good. In terms of, I think we've talked about polishing and cleaning cars before on the show. Do you have like a system like you do? Like for example, because I wanted to ask you, is there something you start off with first? You obviously make sure the car's clean, give it a wash. But like, do you do a full clay and then do you do cut and polish or
So I literally lay on my bench before the customer even arrives.
Yeah.
I generally have 3 buckets.
Oh, so you don't lay yourself on the bench.
I was going to say, so first he has a nap.
Depends what they're paying.
I have a nap and then I wake up and then look at the car. I caress the car. I feel the body lines. And then I start. Become one with the SS.
Well, I get 3 buckets out. I'd pre-wash the car with a slightly cheaper wash and then actually wash with a proper wash.
Yep.
Always a bucket of water to dip in between.
Yep.
And then complete clay. And then I haven't done too many cuts because the cars I've been doing have only been a few years old.
Yep.
But full polish and then you wax sealant.
Yeah.
and then Maguire's new product, Fast Finish.
Now, you said that's really good stuff.
Yes,
I'm actually going to try it on my car.
I will give you my bottle to use. I've so far done 4 cars with this bottle.
It's still there.
And I haven't even used a quarter of the bottle
You're
yet.
kidding.
It's like you spray the cloth 5 or 6 times and you can do a complete car.
Wow.
I don't see me going through it in the next 6 months.
Bloody hell.
Doing, a car a week.
Jeez.
It's not bad.
And for $50
Unpaid
wholesale,
plug, unpaid plug.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, dude, we've been talking about this at work that we're gonna do my car. So
Gonna have a show day.
Gonna do a show day. We'll probably go live on the Facebook page and chuck it up on the Instagram page, like before and after. I mean, the Typhoon looks pretty good as it is, but it'll look better once
Finish.
Once the magical caressing hands of Rhys K touch the Typhoon's bodywork.
Mate, yesterday, I
Jeez,
tell you
this is
what,
becoming love song dedication nowadays.
yesterday doing the XR bonnet with the hump on it.
Oh yeah,
Mate, the sharp lines, I tell you. I just took a while to clay the bonnet.
I
clayed the whole car, but I spent a little bit extra time on the bonnet. Wax on, wax
off. Bloody a bit of Mr. Miyagi, and
that's it. You will be my grasshopper.
I will be your. I can't even think of his name now.
You'll be Daniel.
Daniel
Rhys will
Russo.
be Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi. I mean, Daniel-san. Speaking of that,
Matthew-san.
I'll be Matthew-san. And you'll be
Master Rhys.
Master.
It doesn't have a good ring to it.
Call me Rhys K.
Rhys K.
Master Rhys K. He knows the way.
Sensei Rhys.
Sensei Rhys, I like that.
That one's better.
Dude, that is your new name on the CarTorque.
Sensei K. Sensei K.
Sensei K. We'll go with Sensei K. I like that.
Follow me on Facebook, Sensei
K.
Hashtags.
Hashtag as seen on CarTorque. Oh, jeez. Well, having said that, bloody The Bachelor's finished. So I don't have to do
now we don't have to talk about it ever again.
So I don't have to say hashtag not The Bachelor, hashtag this, that, the other. So
if he breaks up with, Mrs. Matty J, then he gets to do it all.
It's already happened.
You already cheated on her.
There you go. Matty J's back on live, single again.
They're going to do a
sequel. Get around him, ladies. He's back. He's back. God,
like and follow us on Facebook.
We're probably going to get like 50 likes now. Is this Matty J from The Bachelor? No. Oh, jeez. Well, we'll move it on a little bit because we've talked about my day at Dutton and seeing my dream car. To Forza Motorsport 7. So this is the latest game in the Forza Motorsport franchise. Obviously, Forza I think is the leading.
Great car company, just struggles to come up with good names for their games.
Forza Motorsport 7, Forza Motorsport 1, Forza Motorsport. I mean, it's if you guys ever played any of the other Forza? I know James, you've had a quick go.
I played them at your house. I've never owned one.
I'm a Forza Horizon 3 man. Hoonigan pack.
Get around the big Hoonigan pack.
Is this one released on PlayStation? Is it an Xbox One only?
Forza an Xbox only franchise. It's made by Microsoft Studios and Turn 10. So if you've played Forza Motorsport before, I think they are on console gaming the leading car simulator game. I've mentioned this before, about their previous games. For me, I was always like a massive Need for Speed fan. Like I used to love Need for Speed. I used to live for Need for Speed. Like that, I used to get the game every year.
Need for Speed 2 Underground. That was the best game.
That was a very good game. Actually, I don't even want to talk about NFS. Well, I said a few weeks ago we're going to do an NFS special of the game, like of all their good games and why they should really focus on that again.
We'll save it till then.
Yes. But in terms of the latest game, it's pretty much an extension of their last few Forza Motorsport games. And if you know about them, they've got a wide range of cars, good cars that aren't DLC. So like you're not getting like 5 cars, you got to pay the rest DLC, which is like for most games really really good. I mean, Forza gets the basics right. I mean, there's really no other games that have like multiplayer, so you can still have a split screen. Even on the latest edition, which you'd think would be a bit out of fashion, but they
got split screen
still got split screen, and they've always kept split screen, which is really really good. Which is something most games don't really do. It's all online. Or go get another Xbox and play in the next room. But in terms of that, the back to basics and everything, it's pretty good. Layout wise, it's as Forza is usually is. It's very very familiar, very similar. But it's quite a few differences in the latest game. some are good, some are slightly not as good. Like I've only played it about probably a good 7 or 8 hours on it. So I haven't really fully got into the depth. But I've got a few pros and cons. Like the pros of the game graphically, as most Forzas are, they're unbelievably good. The detail on them, in terms of the frame rates when you're driving and everything, like even the world around you, it's spot on.
It looks real.
So compared to like Forza 3, is it like track based or is it actual map based?
Yeah, so there's a difference between the Forzas. So for example, Forza Motorsport is always like a track based game, track focused game, whereas Horizon's like more exploring.
Horizon's like spin-off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Which is still good. Like Horizon's for that casual player, but like I still play.
Horizon's like for the street racing, like off-roading, like
just having fun.
Decal, crazy Fast and Furious decals.
Yeah.
Whereas Motorsport's more like the Gran Turismo, like sleek.
Back old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of the motorsports yet.
Yeah, so you got to get on the latest one because the latest one is actually really, really, really good. So, well, I'll try to convince you in tonight's episode. But yeah, the pros of this game, like it, I don't know from the last game, James. You've came over and played it.
Yeah.
And you said, "Wow, the graphics are insane."
Like you can put the car in the garage and like open all the doors and like zoom into the steering wheel and like look into the actual interior of the car. And every car the interior is detailed to like 1-to-1 to match real life. So they basically mapped out a real version of the car and into the game. Yeah. And also you were telling me like they recorded the sounds of the doors slamming and the exhaust, and so every car,
anal stuff,
every car is like a real recreation of its real life counterpart in the game world, which is crazy.
And like I saw how when they were like recording the sounds for like some of the cars, like they'd have them on a dyno, they'd have a car with a stock exhaust, have a car with like a modified exhaust, and they do
so the sound changes if you modify the car.
Yeah. It's like the anal stuff like that make them honestly they make the game like as good as it is. So this game takes that to 11. Like for example in the last ones, like at speed you'll be like, oh wow, this actually feels like you're at speed. This one, I mean the game's made for 4K.
Yeah. But
obviously even without a 4K TV, it's still unreal. Things at speed, like when you're traveling like over 200 km per hour, like your wing mirrors start to flap, the windshield wipers will start to move and stuff from the speed. It's little stuff like that. They make the driving experience, even in the in-car experience, that much better. In-car sounds like you can hear the snap, you can hear the crackles and pops on the overrun when you're downshifting and like up in the revs. It's just taken all that little anal stuff to 11. It blew me away. Like the first time I played it, I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. But
it's not a simulator game either. It's not like.
Oh no, yeah.
It's a fun racing game with a lot of detail.
And the good thing about it, you can be like as crappy or as great as you want, and you can find your happy medium in the game, and you can still progress through the game, just by adjusting to your levels, and the better you get, you can adjust it and move on through there. Now, they've introduced this time around is a few differences. So these are still, I think, kind of pros. You can pick your driver, so you can be either a male or a female. Sorry to the people that don't identify, but you get one of the other.
If you pick the Stig, you're basically neither.
Nothing anyway. Yeah. So you get to pick male or female. Well, if you pick the Stig, you're essentially a robot. But what's cool about it is like you can win different driving suits and stuff like that. So you can like mod your player. Which is I think is pretty cool because in other games it's kind of got a bit repetitive. They've got to obviously mix it up a little bit, which is pretty cool. You can. I also like how they acknowledge if you've been a previous Forza player. So for me, I've had Forza 1 all through all the Horizons. And the start of the game, when I go on it says, you're a Forza veteran. So I got all this free stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
They gave me like other like uniforms to wear, VIP, it's all other real cool stuff. Which is, I don't really know any other games that really appreciate their previous players. I mean, like the Call of Duty people just expect it's just whatever. And we don't care. You'll still buy the game, but like Forza really focuses on their previous players, and to see that respect, for them to actually give you say, oh, okay, you've played this game. You've played other Forza.
Yeah, you've been with us before.
Yeah,
so.
on the journey.
Yeah.
It's great to see they're acknowledging their.
Like, I haven't even played the game. The reason I sing praises for it is because I appreciate the effort that goes into it. Because a lot of games in general, you're just like, why did they even bother? Or you're like, well, why didn't they bother? I should say. And
it's stuff that makes stuff like this, little stuff that make the Forza really good. And I think just appreciating the people who buy the game. It says a lot for the company that makes the game.
Mm.
It says that they're not just money hungry assholes. It says that they're actually they're really good. This is not a game car show, but it's car related. And
I think people want to know.
And you're right. People want to know. And I think that this game is it's a big step up in terms of car games. So the layout of the career mode is really great. It's really straightforward this time around because in the last ones you could pick here, you could pick that. This one you can it's got. I think it's five tiers. You work your way through each tier. There's a lot of racing involved, and you obviously you build up your garage. So, for example, the higher level they usually gift you a car, but in this instance, you get 3 options, which is really cool. So you get to either pick a car that they have there, credits so you can use in the game, or a mod, so you can get extra points when you race, which is kind of cool. Basic racing's really good. You can adjust obviously the driver tires, they can be really aggressive. They can try and hit you and stuff. So it really makes for a awesome driving experience. It's a lot. They've put a lot more effort into this game than they have the last year. You can see it's a big step up from the first 5 minutes you're playing it. But it still feels very Forza. Which is good because you don't really want them to kind of lose that. In terms of the cons, cars that were in the other games that were kind of in there, some have been taken out and will be probably most likely used as DLC, which I don't like. I've heard they're gonna start doing the microtransactions, which is not good to hear. It isn't. But I guess that's where all games are going, and that's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate, but having said that, they've still put in a lot of cars, which is good. But it's they got rid of some cars that were in the previous, even in Forza Horizon and stuff, which I find yesterday I went to play Forza 3 and Forza Horizon 3, and go to play with the newest Forzathon, and you have to have a Porsche, and the only way you can get a Porsche is by buying it. Yeah. For $5.95, or you have to buy the whole car pack. Well, see what's happening now. The reason behind, and then that's a big con for that game. It is, yeah. Is for someone who pays for Xbox Live, every month. Yeah. And have bought previous all the DLC packs. And that. Yeah, it's annoying. Can't even play with an online thing now. Well, I find that I find that stuff like that very annoying. But there's a reason why Porsche, especially, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show before. Maybe. But Porsche, I think it was Gran Turismo have the rights to Porsche. Okay. So every other company has to really fight for the Need for Speed. Sorry, Need for Speed has the rights to Porsche. Yep. That's why they had even Need for Speed had a Porsche game. So you have to pay a royalty. To drive the car. So this Forza, the latest one, is the first Forza game to actually have Porsche, I believe Porsche in there from the get-go, so you don't have to pay for them. Because every other Forza, you have to buy a Porsche pack. Porsche pack. So in terms of that, it's a real good step up for them. But in terms of, they've dropped other cars in the game, which is a bit... No Holdens. No, there is. There's SSs, there's GDSs, there's A9X, it's good that they've actually... Because my biggest complaint from car games is that they've never really pushed Aussie cars. Yeah. And one of the reasons why I stopped playing Gran Turismo is because Gran Turismo 4 to me is still one of my favourite car games of all time. It had my car in there. It even had your car in there, Rhys, but just the sedan version. Yeah. It had the Typhoon, had the SS. The latest one got rid of the Typhoon. I'm like, what the hell? So, the number 5, I should say. So I found that very annoying, and then it was pretty much no Aussie cars from here on in. And the last one, because the game was based in Australia, they've really tried to push the Aussie cars, and it's and they've kept them on, which has been really good because Australia's got some really famous cars. for example, like the XB GT Coupe, which is obviously Mad Max's car, which has been kept in the game. And I actually bought one of those last night. Jeez, it sounds like I'm actually purchasing this in real life. But I bought one in the game, and it's great. It's really good to see that some it's kind of like Aussie pride in a way. Like we've got we've got some of our stuff in the game, and it's
good to be acknowledged because Australian motorsport such a big part of Australian culture, and most games you play don't acknowledge it, so it's cool just to see it.
Oh, 100%. And like with Bathurst, it's good to see that they kept that. And
yeah, that's cool.
For so many years, people were like, we want Bathurst, we want Bathurst, we want Bathurst, and then they came here and actually like scanned it, and they were there for like ages, making sure they got Bathurst right. And it looks fantastic in the new game.
Yeah, that's the thing. The tracks are true to life as well.
Yeah, just the world around the car is just like the specks of grass and everything. It's really it's taken the thing and just went to 11. But it's good to see that they've acknowledged that Australia's got a rich history in motorsport, and we want to push that forward. So I think that's a pretty solid wrap of so far my gaming in Forza Motorsport 7. Again, there's a couple of little things that are a bit iffy, but I think that it'll get ironed out as the game goes through. But yeah, you got to get on it, Rhys. Have I sold you?
You definitely have. Going tonight.
Yeah.
Pre-order it. Pick it up in the morning.
Well, it was cool. I pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered. This is the one. I don't pre-order any game, but this is the one game every year I pre-order.
Get the special edition.
Got the special edition, as I usually do. Like, I don't care. It's $120, but whatever. And it came with like a little model Porsche in a box.
Oh, that's cool.
So metal case and stuff. So like it's good to see that they've put the effort. Like when I pre-ordered Horizon, I got like a T-shirt. I
remember the T-shirt.
Yeah. So that had the Yarra Valley and stuff on it. So I thought that was pretty cool. But definitely Forza Motorsport 7. Big ups on the crew here at CarTorque, because it's it's a real big step up in terms of console simulations. We're going to go to our next break of the night. We're going to go to a song by Shock One. It's called A Dark Machine. We'll be right back after this. You're back on Car Talk with Matty J. That was Shook One with A Dark Machine. Real cool track just came out. Bit different, bit kind of, what would you say? It's like dubstep, synthy.
Bit dark.
It's a bit dark, but it's a bit like, it's like kind of...
It's like old drum and bass, what do you call it?
We'll go with
just. I'm gonna be old man and just call it music.
Doof.
Yeah.
Get old Alan Jackson in the guitar. I'll listen.
Jesus.
What about some old what's his name? Copperhead Road?
Steve Earle,
man. That's it. Steve Earle.
Bit of Koenigan. Get them all happening.
Mate, get Straya in ya. But speaking about Straya. It is another sad day for Australia in terms of the automotive industry, with Toyota closing its doors at midday.
Yes, I heard that on the news.
What's this?
Breaking news.
Yeah, Toyota closed its manufacturing doors.
In Australia?
Yeah, in Australia today. Today was its last day. In 2 more weeks will be the General's leaving.
Have we talked about this?
We talked about Ford last year, but today is the last day for Toyota. So at 12 o'clock today, the last car rolled off the line. I won't say what that car is because it's in the quiz.
What quiz? We're doing a quiz.
We're doing a quiz.
I think I'll have to go.
But it is, this is like the first plant that's run by Toyota that's actually folded. So out of all their plants all over the world, this is the first one to say goodbye.
Wait, so this is a worldwide thing or just in Australia?
Australia. Because Australia, we don't make anything anymore, do we, James? So
yeah, no. But I can't remember if you've talked about this or not.
The problem with this one is there was no, I'd never heard on the radio, it was closing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It was all of a sudden, today at 12 o'clock, I heard on the news, breaking news, Toyota has stopped manufacturing in Australia. I was like, hold on, why? When?
Yep.
Who decided this?
Yeah, so it's, it was, they announced the date, I think it was last year, or no, 3 years ago, actually. They're like, we're going to be ending production on this day. And I guess because it's not really, I mean, their cars were really more, Japanese based. They weren't really talked about. It's like, is it the Commodore or is it the Falcon? I mean, because they're obviously very loyal nameplates. But having said that, the Orion and the Camry were very loyal nameplates here too. They've been making Camrys here since the late 90s, since the late 80s. So they've actually had over almost 56 years or 57 years of production. Toyota's had here.
Jeez. Do they make Corollas here?
They made Corollas here.
Because those are popular.
Yeah, they did. They made the older Corollas here. Obviously, they made the Orions, Camrys, Camry Hybrid, stuff like that. So they've got a really rich history here in terms of manufacturing. I think Tyrone, his dad worked in the paint department.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know what's going to happen with his old man. That's a bit sad there, but it's just from CarTorque. We like to give a big we support you to the workers at Toyota and to all the subsidiaries. I can't even talk. Subsidiary little companies that made like the nuts and bolts, the tires, this, that, and the other.
There's so much surrounding it that's going to suffer.
I mean, once Holden bails out in a couple of weeks, it's pretty much tons of people are going to be on welfare, tons of people are going to be out of jobs. I mean, Toyota's really done like Ford. They really tried to get people. They upskill them in new jobs and got them new jobs. While some of the people got jobs, other people can't, and other people haven't. So like for example, a lot of the older people that worked at Toyota for all their life, 50 odd years, they've got no other skills. They don't know what to do, so they're probably going to have to retire. And I think out of all the 2,500, I believe, don't quote me on that lost their jobs today. I think it was like 900 or so have found another job or moved on, but the rest have got nothing at the moment. So,
what's the plant?
Altona. Yeah.
Okay.
So to all your families and people surrounding, we are thinking of you. We do support you. It is a sad day. People think, it's a Toyota Camry's an appliance, but at the end of the day, someone built that car. Someone's livelihood.
Like more than a year ago, we did like a whole episode on the Brodie plant closing, and like with I think the whole episode we just talked about like it's going to affect everyone, not just those people working there. So it's just kind of the sad problem. Same thing happening here.
I mean, like I drove past at the Campbellfield plant, the Brodie plant essentially, a couple of weeks ago. It's a massive place. I don't know if you've ever driven past it. It is huge, yeah. They've only got one little section that's open, so there's all this acres of just stuff. It's just ghost town, and it's really it's really sad, And it's to think that's going to happen at Altona, but to think it's going to happen to like all these people are going to be out of jobs, and trying to get another job. It is really sad, and I do feel for these people because for some people like Ford, Toyota, Holden, Mitsubishi, Nissan. Because we can't forget about Mitsubishi and Nissan. That they bowed out a few years ago too.
Is anything made here anymore? Any cars?
Holden for another 3 weeks, I think, and that's it.
Yeah,
another 2 weeks.
One Sig on, that's it.
That's it. After that, we pretty much don't make anything anymore. It's
hold on to your Australian-made beauties.
Yeah, hold on to them. Because I mean, especially like the limited run stuff, or stole the odd stuff. They kind of hold their value. So. Bit of CarTorque advice, hold on to your cars because it's going to be you're going to be looking at it like 20 years from now and say, geez, we actually we actually built something. We built something good, and and you can look back on it and say, this is an Aussie built car. It was like we built things here.
That's what our kids will be asking.
Yeah, exactly right. So, I mean, Australia's had a really long history with building cars. We've built everything from Mercs to Citroens to Peugeots to JVC to AMC Javelins. Tons of cars we built here. Chevy Bel Airs. All of them have kind of folded over time, but it is sad, and I really feel for the people that have lost their jobs because it's your livelihood, and fingers crossed that you find something soon. Because it is especially in today's climate, it's pretty hard to get a job out there, and us three all know we've all been in that spot. Sometimes it's hard to get a job. So
I think we talked about this when the Brodie plant closed. Hopefully new industries can come in and support people like that, and we can retrain people who lost their jobs. But I think we said the exact same thing when the Broady plant closed. The government doesn't really seem to be interested in helping people.
Yeah. That's just the way it is,
they're just like, yeah. So, hopefully, I think Tesla's building factories here now. They're going to build their super battery plant in the desert.
Oh, yeah, they are too. That's
so,
right.
I mean, hopefully, and their super mega chargers they're going to make now. So, something like they're like superchargers, but with like cafes and stuff. So
that'll be kind of cool.
Maybe those industries will start replacing the plants that have been lost.
Hopefully give these people some jobs as well.
Yeah, who knows?
So on behalf of us at CarTorque, we are thinking of you. Keep your heads up and we're there for you. It is that time of the night, Rhys K. During the ad break, I
think I left my wallet.
During the ad break, yes.
Rhys just ran out of the studio.
And he's gone. We have got the car quiz on tonight, and it is. I'm going to admit this is a pretty hard one.
Always hard.
I'm sorry, Rhys K.
My first one, I got like 1.
No, I mean, you never got 1,
no.
please.
No one's got that though. Not even me.
All right, we'll come to the CarTorque car quiz right after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. It is the time for the CarTorque car quiz. Let's get it happening. The dramatic music. Rhys K. What do we call him?
Sensei K.
Sensei K. Sensei K. Your first car quiz. Oh, sorry. Well, for Sensei K, not for Rhys. Question 1. What car company today closed its manufacturing doors in Australia?
Toyota.
It did. Question 2. What was the last car to roll off the line?
Oh. I'm just going to go, the old mighty Camry.
It was the Camry.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Got that right. Oh, mister, I'm only going to get one of those.
Well, there you go. James, take over, please.
You're 2 for 2, mate. Question 3. True or false? There was a Mazda RX-7 Bathurst edition.
False.
There was.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
And there goes his score. Question 4. The Alfa Sud, or Alfa Sud, which is an Alfa Romeo.
A Spud, yep.
Got its name for what reason? Got the Sud part for what reason? Now, James, you're half Italian.
Sud means south.
And that is possibly the answer? Would you go with that answer?
Sure.
Yeah, it is. It got called the other Sud or South because of the south of Italy. Because that's where it was made.
There you go.
Okay.
So you can have a bit. See,
hey, I know something.
You know something.
I'm not a European man. I don't know.
I'm an Aussie bloke.
10 generations.
Straight out.
Cross tattoo on my back. Not a lie.
Get around it. Question 5. What layout was its engine?
Don't look at me.
He got
Sideways.
I know because of the Italian word, not because of the car word.
Sideways?
If an engine's sideways, like that, what do they
Rotary?
call them? No, they don't call them rotary.
He's just saying
He's
words.
just saying words now.
Having a guess.
What does Subarus have?
Fairy floss.
Bubblegum. Starts with B.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld. I'm even giving you
He's giving hints. He's giving visual clues.
You look like Balboa.
What does Balboa do?
Boxing.
Yes, he's a boxer. Yeah, that's it.
That was terrible. That is not a
I
point.
shouldn't even give you a point. I'll give you half a point.
That is not a point at all.
0.5. I'm like trying to get you over the line, Rhys K. Question 6. The Lexus RCF has how many cylinders? That Lexus RCF. It's their latest kind of sports.
That's not the one we were
coupe.
talking about before.
No, it's not, because that's a 10-cylinder.
Yep. Are they the 4-cylinder?
No.
No? I'm thinking the GDRs now.
So it's got what most people call the standard, well, the proper amount of cylinders.
8.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a V8.
I know nothing about Lexuses. I
Mate,
need to start studying.
You need to start studying, mate. You need to get on your bike and get out of the Holden realm.
I need a bike first.
The Opel Insignia, question 7. The Opel Insignia will replace what car at Holden very shortly?
Are they the Commodores?
It is the new Commodore, that's correct. Question 8. True or false? The shaker hood came out on the GTHO Phase 2.
They were a VY, weren't they?
XY.
XY,
But
sorry.
GTHO Phase 2s were XWs. XYs were GTHO Phase 3s.
Okay.
Which one did the shaker hood come out on?
Not sure.
So, true or false? We can pass, we can come back.
Oh, let's go true.
False.
Oh.
Came out on the GTHO Phase 3 XY. Question 9. True or false? The Orion nameplate that Toyota has will continue on its new vehicles from Japan.
No.
False, that's correct. Question 10. True or false? The HSV created a HSV version of the Holden Adventurer.
They did. Yes, they did. True.
You know what, Rhys? That wasn't bad. You've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5.
That's pretty good.
My last one was 7.
Even if you remove the ounces we helped, that's
Still pretty good.
pretty good.
You would've-
People usually get 4 or 5 most of the time.
The car quiz is a bit hard, man.
I just need 10 HSV questions.
All right.
I'm not too
You're
bad
right.
on those.
Or car washing questions.
Should you use 2 buckets? Yes. Should you use 3? Yes.
Should you use 4?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's better for your car.
Buy the bucket man out.
But get a grit guard. Look, we're out of time on Car Talk with Matty J tonight. Thanks for coming in, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Sensei K.
Sensei K, the bucket man.
The fucking
Bucket
Dude,
man?
I'm going to make you business cards for your new business. Sensei K, the bucket man. He'd say it about. He'd be like, oh, "What type of business you're?" Well, I've got no other name for it here. Sensei K, the bucket man. Oh, jeez. Well, thanks again for listening. Thanks again for coming on, Rhys. It's always a pleasure having you on. Thanks again, James, for coming on.
Thanks a lot.
You guys are always a good laugh. 7.5 isn't bad, Rhys K. So don't sell yourself short.
Girls normally tell me I'm 9.5.
That's all we got time for today on Car Talk with Matty J. Stay tuned for other shows we have on the program tonight. But thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. If you've missed any of our shows or want to catch up on any of our previous episodes, jump on our Facebook page, Car Talk with Matty J. Give it a like, give it a big thumbs up. That's Car Talk, TORQUE. We have a link to our Shan Engine page, which houses all of our previous episodes. So if you missed any, catch up on there. We also you can catch up on iTunes. So if you use iTunes, get on there. I know Rhys is an iPhone man, but he doesn't really like him. He's having a bit of a cry about him as of late. So also please subscribe, rate, and review on our iTunes so we get further up the rankings, so we can get more noticed. Follow our Instagram page, MattyJ_Car Talk Podcast. I'll be uploading always more car related stuff, which I'll be uploading after the show.
T-shirts and stickers coming soon.
Coming soon, very soon. I'm getting them done. So if you want some stickers, let us know. I'm gonna make it happen. In the meantime, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy.
This is professional radio, gentlemen.
And it's front-wheel drive.
Scotty, have you got anyone you want to thank?
Just myself.
And now we do the after hours. Dun, dun, dun.
Gentlemen, what would you go for?
ACS in there.
Okay, and because it's not a supercar.
But it is.
It's not.
Automotive perfection comes in the form of 2 letters, A and U.
Long live my LTD.